Hello and welcome to Arsenal Above All, episode 115. We love that number. How are you all doing out there, basking in another Arsenal victory? I'm sure we were supposed to do a show yesterday, but the kids got in the way, and they're not got in the way tonight. So I've got Nick with me. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I am all good. Thank you for the invite. Happy to be discussing our favourite club, after yet another win and a tricky week, I felt. So looking ahead as well. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic stuff. Great to have you as always, mate. It's your hat trick appearance. You got the cap on appropriately. So
That's it. I had to wear something Arsenal.
All works out. So great stuff. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for everyone joining us tonight. We've got a nice message from you, Nick. Cheers for that. Appreciate that. Den's there. Thanks, Den. How you doing, mate? Hope all's well. And we've got Brenny in the building as well.
The legend.
The Arsenal Oracle. How you doing, Brenny? Good to see you. So let's get into it then. Nick, another win and extending our lead in the Premier League after the results of game week or match day 10. What's your reflections? We won't go into the whole lineup and everything because we pretty much know what the lineup is going to be now. What the Arsenal team is when everyone's all fit at the moment. But what were your reflections on that first half performance?
I feel. Sorry, Mike. I was just going to say I feel that was one of the best first halves of the season. I thought performance-wise, they were really on it. It was like complete domination. Up there when we were chasing the game versus City, I thought we were very. It was a high performance that second half when we were chasing the game against City, put them to the sword, and I felt like it was like that in the first half.
Yeah, I pretty much. I think I messaged in the chat. I think in another one as well that pretty much the first half was as perfect as you could get it. Defensively strong. Didn't give him an inch. There was lots of hunger. I saw from lots of people. And the fact that we obviously we scored another goal from a set piece, that's fine. But the fact that we created chances from open play as well, which was the great thing for me, that we create some really good opportunities from our press, from their mistakes as well. But I was just thinking it was just just like you said, a top performance away from home.
I felt like
you go ahead.
I was just going to say I felt like Gyökeres and Trossard had their best halves together.
Yeah,
and I thought that was the first time this year that I can think of where two of the front three has clicked to that extent in the same game. So that was just kind of in my head. I thought Gyökeres was absolutely top notch.
He was. I mean, the fact that he could have had a couple of assists as well. Lovely couple of. It was the second pass he put through to Saka.
Lovely.
The little flick.
Reverse ball,
really good stuff. Really good technical stuff. And people were saying that he can't do stuff like that. But you can see, that week off he had. Midweek he didn't play against Brighton. It seemed to have done the trick, and then lo and behold, we find out that he gets pulled off at half time. And we'll talk about it in a bit about the injuries, and another injury. We just seem to have a league game, and then we pick up an injury. I've never seen anything like it. I think Arteta said in the press conference tonight, people were talking about the depth, and he's like, "What depth? We've got 7 players out at the moment." It
was funny because I said to my son that we are, in my opinion, prior to that game, we are in desperate need of attacking reinforcements to come back. We've got 4 top players out in Jesus, who Brenny has commented numerous times already that he feels like Jesus can have a say in this season. It's just one of those where people forget about him and can return, and I agree with that. Kai, I think I'm excited to see Kai and Noni and all of this sort of mix again. because Kai was looking really good pre-season, running.
Yeah.
You know, he was making runs and taking shots, and I just feel. Do you remember what year was it? What year was that when we Alex Manginer had to step in for Dave Seaman, and it was just
98, 97, 98 season.
Yeah, and it was just like players dropped and somebody just came in and picked up the baton, and I've just got a feeling it might be something like that this season.
Yeah, you pretty much thinking it's going to have to be that way. Really, you just wonder what we're going to do up front tomorrow. Obviously, you know, you've got the options obviously with Marino, but I think we kind of saw what I'm not going to go on that to town on him, but just the difference that we saw in the first half with someone like Gyökeres who was going one way, and whereas Marino, you know, having him on in that half, we just didn't do anything second half. It was literally.
I think teams have to drop deeper as well when Gyökeres is there because of the way that he can be so direct, so strong, and the impact he has on our wingers. Yeah. And so they have to defend us differently. And I felt like that was the biggest impact. It wasn't that Scott Parker made a outstanding tactical tweak as such. I felt it was that loss of that focal point, that battering ram up front that enabled Burnley to come onto us.
Yeah, that definitely affected Saka's game second half. He's pretty anonymous that entire second half. And then you've got to also wonder, why did he play 90 minutes as well? He's you know, it's another 90 minutes he's played, which he probably didn't need to. You know, you 2-0 up, you could have made the change a little bit earlier. And but yeah, you kind of think you know, he's probably going to go with Marino up top. You know, European game away from home tomorrow. But I totally agree. Trossard and Gyökeres were very, very good on the same wavelength. I mean, obviously, we talk about the pass for Rice's goal, which led to Rice's goal from Gyökeres, which was outstanding. But I thought Calafiori again was just, this guy is just so fun to watch. You just hope and pray. Everyone's dropping like flies at the moment, but he's still there. He's not picked anything up yet.
I think Hincapié is more than capable. Yeah, we're going to feast on that guy. You watch. I'm a big fan of Hincapié. Just like I was, I don't know if people remember, but I kept saying about Calafiori, don't sleep on him, because people woke up to Kivior, and Kivior came, stepped in, and done well. And I was never in doubt about Kivior, and I was never in doubt about Calafiori. Just felt he was too stiff, where he was trying to prove himself too much at left back. He's not a left back. That's the crazy thing. He's a right centre back. A left centre back, sorry, he's a left-sided centre back that plays in a 3 or a 4. But it's just the fact that he is so good and he's such a good footballer that he can play left back and to the level that he can. We have got such strength in depth at the back. I mean, we deserve it though. After what the Holding and Mustafi years and all of that sort of stuff, we deserve this right now. We deserve this. We went through it. We went through it to come to here, you know, and. We've got some great defensive players there. I feel Timber's my man of the season so far. I know that sounds odd, but I love the guy. I mean, Ben White, I love Benny Blanco. He's just one of those club players. You know, if he's at your club, you love him. Yeah. Other clubs might not want to swap their right back for your Ben White, but we would never give him up. You know, it's that sort of thing. And then Timber's come in, and he's just shown that there's levels to this, and he's outstanding. Both forward, you can't beat him on the outside. He is just so strong and so good going forward. And both him and Calafiori have been brilliant this season for me.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. I think there's of the Premier League teams this season. We've had the most touches in the box, you know, so much for Arsenal being, you know, set piece FC and everything. We've had the most touches in the box in the Premier League this season, and I think Calafiori and I think Gyökeres is leading the way. I think pretty much, and then you've got probably Calafiori and Timber.
They're playing this like a proper inverted role. They get all the way up there, and some of their play is just, I mean, the way that Timber's taken on players a couple of times. I mean, Saka must be kind of looking over at him, going, "Calm down, mate. You're going to be putting me to shame here," because he has really kind of just stood players up and taken them on, and it doesn't care if there's one or two in front of him. Absolutely brilliant. It's just all of this set piece FC is nonsense. It is nonsense. People say, well, you've scored 38 goals since the last. Hey, listen, we're facing low blocks, and when you're facing a low block and you've got 11 men behind the ball, the kit man and the referee all defending, you're going to get corners. So you're going to have to make use of this, because it's no mistake. We are attacking. We're pinning teams back.
Yeah.
And that when they say, "Oh, you're Stoke put 11 men behind the ball, then try to get a set piece." We're not. We're pinning teams back. We're attacking them, and we are getting corners off of that. And because we're getting so many corners, it's like, well, let's take and make the most of this opportunity. The only team that I felt like's taken us on this year properly has been Atletico, and they got battered in that second half.
Yeah.
That's why and Leeds came to play football.
Yeah,
one got battered 4-0 in the second half, and one 5-0 over the game.
I mean, in terms of what you said with low blocks, do you think that's probably that could be a reason why Eze is not really hit the ground running? Because playing for Palace, he played primarily on the left hand side, coming in, didn't play against low blocks. Palace don't really dominate possession, but a lot of the times he used to be getting those balls on transition mainly and running into space, because he's playing against two banks of five basically. Do you think that's probably a reason why he's not sort of hit the ground running? Do you think there's a little bit of playing within a little bit?
Yeah, I'll give you another example of that exact thing, and a player that is Cole Palmer. If you look at Chelsea's season, how Chelsea started the season and Cole Palmer started the season, to how they finished and he finished. To begin with, people were turning up and playing Chelsea, and Chelsea were getting results, and Cole Palmer was running riot. The moment they started playing against defences, when teams made that adjustment and were starting to play more defensive against Chelsea and started to take them seriously, Cole Palmer's goals dried up. And it was completely different in the second half. Would you agree with that?
Yeah,
and that is exactly the same. We always look at these other teams. It's like when we look at, say, Semenyo. Semenyo's not facing low blocks.
Yeah.
Does that translate when he comes into? So we've been quite harsh on our Martinellis and our Trossards and all the rest of it, but actually, what they're facing defensively is very different to the other 17 other teams in the Premier League right now. Liverpool will get it, City will get it, but by and large, that's a very different proposition. There's less space and all the rest of it. If you put Trossard and Martinelli into Bournemouth, Brighton, those sort of teams, and they were facing having different defensive space in front of them and not being doubled up on and all of that sort of stuff, what do you think they would look like?
Yeah.
And I think it's the same for Eze. He's got to find that space and make it work for him. I think he's got to be with this Arteta system. It's all about control, isn't it? It's very much about control, and I think he's got to find his mojo and let loose from the edge of the box, because that's what Odegaard was doing at that for a period there, and he was picking up the goals because he's got a fantastic strike on him. I think Eze's got to find that similar sort of thing, just let loose. And how that squares with Arteta, I don't know. I don't know if that is a brief that is given to the because I always think that with Declan as well. He's so good from the dead ball situation that we know he's got a shot on him. I think that's what I would like to see from Eze and Declan. Just let loose from the 18-yard box every so often, a bit more regularly.
Yeah, I think as well. He said, that he sees the game completely differently, and he's learning things every day. It's almost like he's just learning a completely new playbook. Like NFL would, the way they run their
plays.
Their plays. So it's like he's taking that all in still, and he's 3 months into being an Arsenal player still. So it's still early days. But yeah, I've just noticed that he's not used to that sort of, that sort of situation, and he probably is used to it when he plays for England, because obviously that's what England are pretty much used to when they play, but not with Palace. And obviously, yeah, he will in time. I'm sure he'll blossom like we know he can. He's shown flashes, so I'm sure that will come. Message from Dan, in talking regarding Gyökeres. Best game for sure. Yeah, always felt he just needed time to adjust and learn how we play. Much more to come yet. Yeah, you basically got to say Gyökeres, he's probably 3 weeks behind everybody else in terms of fitness. Really, he a bit like Isaac. He didn't have a pre-season. I mean, he didn't go on strike to the extreme that he did. But you got to think he's behind a pre-season. We kind of know what an Arteta pre-season is like. So he's still kind of behind. So it will come with him, absolutely. Steve's in the building. How you doing, Steve? And also Brian as well. Evening, gents. Totally agree. There were some torrid days. We now have evolved. It's now our time. Yes, fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. Brenny, it's difficult to leave out Timber and Calafiore at the moment. Those two have to feature in our biggest games, if you know what I mean. Which kind of will lead us on to what we do tomorrow, really. Some people talking about maybe doing a really big rotation, but I don't think that will be the case. Neil, how you doing, mate? Hello to you. Brenny saying hello to the chat. Neil's always busy. He is Arsenal's the dangerous Arsenal fan, and the Arsenal Jason Bourne. So he's always going to different locations. So yeah, he's in transit at the moment, I expect. Brian's a great professional win at the weekend. I think Eze knows his role within the team at the moment. I do think he will start to express himself as we get into the heart of business. And because there's a long way to go. Like he did with Palace. I think it's right, because last season he had a pretty quiet start to the season and he exploded the last 3 or 4 months. And Brian's spot on there. Then saying things will open up more as the season goes on.
Such a good point.
And then we can really tear teams apart. Absolutely. Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
Because at the moment everyone's looking at the 10 game. Look, 10 games in, we can see, take a snapshot, see where we are. International break coming up, and then obviously Christmas comes up with the calendar, with the fixture list, and then it kind of goes a bit mental, and then you got the FA Cup, and then it kind of goes from there, isn't it? That's where it all starts to.
I think what we need to remember as fans as well is that Arteta is yet to turn up with his first choice squad to any fixture. And everything this season has been about your starters and your finishers. He's adopted this sort of NFL mentality for our people coming off the bench to make an impact in games, not just to turn on and hold things down, but to make a difference. That's what you're there for. You've got more energy, make a difference. And what that means is when you look at our bench right now and how strong that bench looks, well, 4 of them are going to get left at home. They're not even going to make it to the stadium because Odegaard, Havertz, Jesus, and Noni Madueke will all walk back into the squad. And that is crazy when you consider that. Yeah. But what does that allow? What sort of blend, what sort of tactics, what sort of movement, and what sort of impact does that have on the players already on the pitch? We're going to be blessed with some crazily good football in the second half of this season.
Yeah, and it's like you said, it's because teams will have to, in certain instances, they will have to come out. Like Dan said in the chat, they will have to change tact. And the fact is that we played a lot of those games, those kind of tougher games away from home. Against some of those big teams. Obviously, City's being the one where we have to go to their house, but and obviously the team we won't mention, the name we won't mention as well. We go to them, I think. March time or something. But you're absolutely right. It's going to be just great to be in a position where we can see a squad, a squad list with every, we can have people not even making the bench, which is going to be insane. But let's hope we can get to that, because they're saying after the international break, 3, possibly 4 could be back. For the North London derby, Odegaard, Kai, Madueke, and possibly Jesus, maybe as well. But you're right. We can just get through tomorrow and get through the weekend, and then we'll have that 2 weeks where hopefully Gyökeres isn't out.
Too far down the line.
We haven't heard anything regarding Martinelli either, have we? Really?
No, which I'm always a bit dubious about. But I mean, when you're watching the Arsenal train, there is so much of that is jumping, lunging, this, that, and the other. There's so much load on the knees that they are, I guess, trying to strengthen. But it's at some point, like you look at what they do. Every single training video is like jumping up, jumping down, all, and it's like, I heard that maybe the Gyökeres thing is a knee injury. Has anybody heard anything different?
I haven't heard anything, but I pray to God it isn't.
That's what I'm hoping. And it's like Martinelli. Has anybody got any idea what that injury is?
Just really hasn't made out any sort of inclination of what it actually is. What if it's a hamstring again or anything? It's a bit worrying. It's very worrying. Maka said it's back to Marino as a striker. Yeah, could be, or it could be Trossard maybe as a false nine.
Yeah, I was going to say Trossard down the centre for me. I would play Saka on the left and Nwaneri on the right.
Yeah,
because then you could keep the midfield and the defence without much change.
Yeah,
Saka wants. There was talk about Saka taking up the left-hand side anyway, and he'll be deadly whatever side. And I just think Nwaneri's done the job there. It could be good.
Yeah,
and Trossard is one of the best strikers off the ball at the club anyway, so I like him in a central position.
Yeah, he's got the options, and I think Saka played a bit towards the end, didn't he, on the left? He popped up on the left hand side a couple of times on Saturday, so that is an option. Max is saying watching Sunderland tonight under the lights look hungry, but don't look great. The Everton goal was soft. Oh, so Everton scored, did they? Okay, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Oh, they've just gone level. It's all square again. Xhaka's got one.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, he's in my fantasy team, I think. So that's the result.
Well, that's you sorted.
Yeah. Oh dear. Brian said, "It would be a great present having some of the injured boys back from the North London derby as it falls on my birthday." Nice one, Brian. Yeah, Mac is saying for a Slavia game, the youngsters need a half. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I'm sure Ethan will play. I just think as we mentioned before, I just think we probably I would keep the defense together for me. I don't know what you would do. I just think that's our strongest unit at the moment, and it is a Champions League, and it you don't want to. It's only 3 games in. We don't want to blink because I think we just or just lose grip on it. We need to make it maximum because then we know who we've got next. Yeah, we've got Bayern next. We've got Rice though on a yellow card. He's on a yellow, so if he gets booked tomorrow, then he misses the Bayern game, and that's going to be a nightmare. So we don't want that to happen.
We're forced into the change with Zubimendi. So
yes.
I think I would go static with them. Initially I was kind of looking back at the Brighton game. I felt the defence that stepped in White, Mosquera, because White had a good game. White, Mosquera, Hincapié, and Miles. Yeah. I thought they looked decent enough. Centre backs really good. It was just the midfield was Norgard was wasteful and Marino was wasteful in front of them and created half of the issues. Yeah. So if that was the normal first team midfield in front of that defence, I don't think there's any issues when you've got Wright and Zubimendi screening in front of them. But for this game, I would be tempted to play Miles in midfield because when do you get? This is where he's supposed to be. And I love Miles, how he moves with the ball.
Yeah.
And this would be the perfect game for him. And I would play Hincapié or Calafiori at left back. Hincapié is more than capable if we want to give Calafiori a rest and keep him fresh for Sunderland, because we're only a day behind Sunderland in terms of rest and recovery for that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Zubimendi's going to get a rest, so he's going to be fresh for that game.
Yeah.
And I just think if it is Gyökeres isn't going to Sunderland, I think we need to keep as many as fresh as possible.
Yeah.
Need to get the job done. That frees up Arteta to rotate further.
Yeah.
And this is just about, we need to be professional.
Yeah. That's it for me. Just make sure we don't go down there and, lose focus. I don't think the players, you only had to see what happened at the end of the game on Saturday when we had that corner. Was it a corner?
Yep.
And it broke, and then we had everyone sprinting back like lunatics to defend. So I don't think that sort of level of professional will drop. They will still want to go out there and not letting anything cheap in. And whoever it is, I think like I said, Hikapié, really, really impressed with him against Brighton. I thought Mosquera was brilliant as well that game. He made one sort of slip up in the second half, but recovered. But you're right. I think Miles, this could be a game for Miles in midfield. To see what he can do on the left day. It's going to be interesting to see what he does with Rice as well. I'm sure Norgard will play instead of obviously Zubimendi in that sort of 6 role. Keep things ticking over. But it's just this cloud of all these injuries, man. It's like he just can't seem to shake it off.
Can't catch a break, can we? It's been like 2 years.
And it's all attacking as well. It's all attacking as well. Yeah. We've got this amazing depth in defense, and all of them are fit. Not that I'm not happy about that, but they're all fit and ready to go. But it's just the attacking bodies. We just had 2 of the ones that are out back. And in successive games we've kind of dropped. We've lost somebody, and it's like
I'm already nervous because the first time we saw Saka back, he's playing, and I didn't like that. I wanted him and Noni to be eased in, and then we've just Noni was one of our best performers in terms of energy and not necessarily end products, but I don't feel like that's his fault. I felt if other people had their shooting boots on, he could have had 4 assists by the time he got injured. So it would just not be nice to take the load off the returning players, basically.
Yeah, which is why I kind of said with the Saka, you kind of know you've got Gyökeres off already, at half time, and you've got Saka who we still kind of trying to feel his way back in, really. And then you've played him 90 minutes, away where the game's kind of won. You last 10 minutes, you could easily give him a breather for 15 or so minutes. Just he didn't need 90 minutes. He needed to be, taken off early, and then just getting himself right for a cameo maybe, or 60 minutes against Slavia, and then ready for a big one against Sunderland, and then you've got the international break. So if he picks up a little knock or whatever, you can sort of
doesn't matter. You can withdraw him,
take him out, because I think Martinelli's not going to be considered for the Brazil squad, I've heard. So that kind of tells you
he's not going to be.
It's not a good one for him, and the fact that the club haven't been.
I can't remember. Did he get subbed? I can't remember how he left.
He finished the game. What game was it? What game was it? Was it the Palace game? Or am I going back too far? Was it the Palace game where he came on? He came on, didn't he? Yeah, it was Palace. I think he came on against Palace, and he kind of tweaked. Said he kind of maybe tweaked his groin, or. I had a picture of him where he looked like he was struggling. He looked like he was in a bit of pain. So, the fact that he came on as a sub, he still picked something up because I think it was Palace, because the game was kind of a bit sketchy at that time, and then it was like, well, he was on the right hand side, wasn't he? And then he was kind of getting caught out. We were getting done on the counter, and this was it. This was the game against Palace. So he just come on, and then he's just done something. So It's just kind of gutting, really, because it's just going to be the thing that's kind of eventually slows us down, But like you said, I hope players can step up and take the initiative and Marino, if it is him, ghosted in doing what he does for Spain, yes please, but it's just frustrating, man. It really is frustrating at the moment. Let's have a look on here. What else here? Yeah, Brenny said Xhaka's in his fantasy team. Nice one.
Yeah.
And Steve put a couple of quotes in about what Arteta said about Gyökeres, saying that the injuries and everything. They've looked at everything, and we've got 4 knee injuries. Jesus, Kai, Madueke, and Odegaard. It's just our luck at the moment, isn't it? And even the Odegaard one, you kind of think, okay, it's a clash of knees, but it'll be a bit of bruising. But it was worse than that. You think, all right, he'll be back.
I know.
And it just goes.
But I mean, it was like Kai to begin with. Warm weather training. Who's heard of that? I mean, it is just cursed.
Absolutely, yeah. Brian said it's one game at a time, but you have one eye on the Sunday game at the weekend. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Need to put points on the board before the run of games at Christmas. Yeah, and then going into the Bayern Munich game with 12 points will be sweet. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a shootout. It's going to be a good test for us and for them. They're ripping it up at the moment, but
they are.
I think you said something really good in the group chat where. You was talking about teams when they have chances against us, or when they do manage to get a chance against us, and it's almost like they have to, they snatch at it, or they just lose all composure because they realise, oh Christ, Arsenal have actually given up a chance. Guardiola, sort of tongue in cheek, yesterday said, do you think City are back in the title race? And he said, it'd be great if Arsenal could see the goal first before. So everyone kind of knows, and that's sort of going through people's psyche. When they play against us, it's like, right, get a chance, you've got to make it count. And
that's what I saw in that Brighton game. I saw, as I said 2 years ago, that Brighton game. Those chances were in the back of the net. That was it, because they would have relaxed into the chance and that was it, gone. But when you're a little bit fearful and there's a little bit of pressure because you might not get another chance that game, tension comes into the body. And then there was another one when one of their players was coming in on the left-hand side, and he was appealing for a foul, but he absolutely shinned it into went to go shoot a goal, and he almost cleared it straight forward. It was like ridiculous, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's been a while since I've seen teams do this, Usually they hit screamers against us. There's always that sort of stuff. But they looked fearful, and I've seen it in a couple of games where you're like, and I think we are creeping into people's heads. I think, you manage to get one from one of these defenders because, as I've said, our back line aren't perfect. They all have a mistake in them. But we're just blessed that the other 3 are on top of their game when that happens. And then you've got to beat Raya, who has been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
he does have his moments. I know when he ran out and he should have hit the ball to Rose Z, but instead he tried to do a Berbatov spin and kind of nearly gave up a goal, But largely it has been a brilliant effort. And I think it's starting to affect the other teams.
Yeah, it's great to be to see it, really, and to see that people are actually predicting us. The pundits that used to bash us so much, they're actually predicting, I think Arsenal could win the league and the Champions League, as well, which is which is insane. No, I think they're not saying it to just put the pressure on. They are genuinely realize that we're that good, that we're serious consideration for that, which. Coming back the last 5 years, as you know, Nick, that's pretty crazy, right? But we defensively, like you said, the shape and everything is unreal. The hunger to keep a clean sheet, like I said, in that last injury time, people are, Rice takes a corner and then he's sprinting back to make a clearance on the edge of his box. 6-8 seconds later. And yeah, it's just amazing. And obviously that stat there, no shots on target. It's incredible. It really is incredible. Like Max says, it's psychologically, teams don't believe they can't score against us, especially once we score. Teams are generally scared of us. I love it. I mean, yeah, they said that a lot about the old back four, back five with Tony Adams. Once it went 1-0, that was it. You kind of knew it was game done. But yeah, so you would kind of go tomorrow half and half, really, or would you what would you do? Like, would you set with the defense, or would you be happy to?
So looking at last year, I think we qualified with 18 or 19 points. I can't remember which one, but I think 18 was enough to get through top 8, right?
Yeah.
So if we get the win tomorrow, we're on 12, and our last game at home is against the easiest team out of the lot, I feel. So that you could say technically we could be on 15 out of that, and that leaves then Inter away, which you, in all honesty, you can't guarantee points from. You may say I'd expect, but they are. You've got to respect your opponent. I do feel like a lot of Arsenal fans turn around and go, "Oh, we're going to smash that team 4-0," and then when we do, and it's a bit of a preposterous prediction because you haven't respected the opponent, and then when we don't bash them 4-0. Oh, why didn't we beat them 4-0? It's like, well, calm down. You was a bit idiotic with your prediction. You weren't being realistic about it. Inter are a serious team, particularly at home. I don't. You would say hope to get a point. How I look at the Premier League, top 6. When you go away from home, you've done your job. If you get a point, if you get 3 points, you've done exceptionally well. At home, you want to take 3 points against all of the top teams. That's how it is. You've got to kind of be a little bit realistic about the task at hand. And I think with Bayern Munich, tough game. Yeah. But I think this will be the first time this year where a team's going to come and play, expect to win. That they will expect to beat us, I think.
Yeah.
And so how they come at us, they have their own defensive frailties. Munich, you can get at them.
Yeah.
But the problem with us now is, will we have the teeth to be able to get at them? Will we have the personnel fit enough? That's the only thing. We could go 1 point, Club Brugge. Oh, you don't know with them, do you? But you'd say I would like to think 3 points.
Yeah.
So I mean, from here, if we get the 3 points tomorrow, we could finish on 20 points, which is a bloody good total, isn't it?
Yeah. And plus the fact they've changed the way that you get seeded now. Once you get through, you basically have the second. You'll have the second legs of your progression at home. Whereas last year it was all over the place. But you're right. I think Arteta really wants, as we know, he wants the league, but he really wants the Champions League, because that's breaking the glass ceiling, really. If we do something significant in that, win it, obviously, and I think he'll take it. He'll take it. He obviously it won't be anything like obviously Brighton, of course, but he will. I think the back four. I think he'll probably keep it the same, because if you've already got Zubimendi out, you've already got Gyökeres out, you've kind of gonna, not weaken, but you're kind of gonna rotate on those two positions anyway. So why would you then want to, purposefully do it for the defense as well, when you know that defense is just absolutely rock solid and they've got the bit between their teeth where we're just we don't want to concede any kind of goal. So I can see that back four going again tomorrow, and then it's just what he does beyond Norgard, which is going to be in the 6. What he does beyond that, I'm sure it'll be Rice, and then whoever on the other side. Like you said, it could be Ethan, and then maybe Eze on the left this time, and then Trossard up top, and then Saka on the right. I think that's probably the strongest way to go, because I think Slavia Prague, I mean, the last time we played them, I think we played them in the Europa League, and we beat them comfortably. We did play them a few years ago in the Champions League, beat them 7-0. That would be nice, obviously, but no, I think he'll respect them, and play it cool first half, like we did a bit of, like Bilbao, and then see what happens after that. I think Kepa didn't train today either. Brendan,
no, I saw that
as well, which is, again, you just think what just precautionary, hopefully. Jesus Christ. Max saying, Arteta downplayed it, but you can't downplay the X factor Gabriel Hines has brought mentally to the back line and the team. We look like a team who have total belief we will win at all costs. Yeah, that video that's gone viral of that sort of team talk he had with the whole defensive unit a couple of games ago, that was pretty special. Brian says, I think the Inter game will be the one we will relish now. Bayern have a great starting 11. Both we have the game changers. Yeah. I think we definitely are going into those games mentally in a stronger place, with the belief, knowing that okay, we can deal with you lot. But again, as you said, it's the personnel that we had going out there, attacking wise, we're going in weak again. We don't seem to go into these big games with our strongest team. When was the last time this happened? I can't remember. I don't know if you can.
No, I don't think we won't fear Bayern. I think this squad, it's like when you got all of these pundits saying Arsenal, they think they're putting on pressure.
Yeah,
they're not. After 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from us being in the mud, all the volume that Arsenal get from the media, it's water off a duck's back now. They can't apply pressure to these boys. They are hardened, forged in battle. That is it. And these guys, I believe they are now fearless. They're getting that aura about them. They might lose games, and they will lose games, but they will go and play and take on any opponent. I honestly feel our squad don't fear. They've got to that point now.
Yeah, fingers crossed we could just keep it rolling. We've got the bit between our teeth. We put so much hard work in this first part of the season, and obviously, touching on Saturday again. Obviously, Rice, really incredible performance, and probably inspired with the bereavement he had. With his losing his aunt, but a man of the match performance in all senses of the word. He was absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely everywhere. People say it was only Burnley, but saying Burnley side that pushed Liverpool close.
Last minute penalty for some, didn't it?
Yeah, same Burnley side that pushed United close. Who United are meant to be back now, aren't they? After their turn of results as well. So respect to him. And just before we go, it's always nice to just have a look at for history, for the history books. Just look at the table.
Boys. Try and enjoy these moments.
Yeah, you just wish there was a free. Where it's got 10, you just wish there was a free and then another number after that. But there isn't. But like I said, you're wishing it away. But like you said, let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the ride.
Look at the defense. I mean, the defense.
Yeah, it's unreal. I keep looking at that. I keep looking at that.
We're only 2 goals behind City.
Yeah.
And everyone keeps going on about, let's do the table. Somebody made the comment, and I thought it was a great comment in the group chat. Let's see the table with Arsenal without set pieces. Yeah. Well, let's see City without the goals from Haaland. It'll be. We've all got the things we rely on.
Yeah, absolutely.
How it is.
Absolutely. So City got Liverpool next week. The weekend. Yep. So somebody's dropping points there. Obviously, a draw would be nice. But like you said, we've got to handle our business tomorrow, and then obviously handle our business against Sunderland up there as well. But yeah, I like you. I just keep looking at that defense column, goals against column. It's just so unreal, really.
It is a big difference. I know it sounds stupid because people would go, "Oh well, but really, when you only need 1 goal to win a game, changes things a little bit, doesn't it?"
Yeah, absolutely.
We only need 1 goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody else might need 2 because the other side's going to score. Because you'd say it's not of it, likelihood the opposition's going to score.
Yeah,
we don't. We only need 1 goal. And that changes things. That really does. And I'm just going to try and soak this in as much as possible. Me and my boy keep sitting down, and I'm like, soak it in and enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And 10 steps done, 28 to go.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same with the Invincibles. You know, watching that being fortunate to watch that every weekend and seeing how what they were doing and stuff, and you not really taking it in. You're taking it in, the big wins and everything, but you as the years have gone on, as you know, the years have gone on, it just feels a lot more special. And I think Wenger said that at the time, didn't he? You know, they won't appreciate what they've done until they've long retired. And then they've seen how many other teams are trying to do it. You know, for something that's not that great an achievement, it's amazing how much media and narratives is spun to a team when they're unbeaten for 8 or 12 games, and then you know they lose, and it's like, oh, it's all right, you know. But anyway,
the thing with us though, we've nowhere hit our peak. Everybody knows that we are so far away from our peak, yet we don't look like we've struggled. The way we've dominated games. This is the thing. We're not like other clubs that have hit last-minute winners, and you can see the emotion, and you can see it's not sustainable, right? You can see how it's kind of, but with us, it's very sustainable. This defense and this team are so good that they can keep churning out 1-0s, 2-0s for the rest of the season because it is sustainable. It's how good they are, but they're nowhere near their peak yet. We just haven't had all of the attacking implement utensils available to be able to play the way we want to play. And as was already pointed out, when teams are now not need to try and get 3 points because, oh look, there's the chance of relegation and all of that sort of stuff, or we need to push for Europe, or we need to do this, that changes things a little bit, doesn't it? And we've already, you know, the teams, as you quite rightly said, the places that we've already visited have been tough for us, but we're top. And that run of 4 games that we've just come through, where we've picked up 12 points, last season we picked up 2.
Yeah,
you know, I know. Happy times, Gooners. Happy times.
Absolutely. And I got James. How you doing, James? He said quick stats from James. City without Haaland's goals will be 14th from losing 12 points and dropping to 12 places. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
But you don't want to hear about that. They won't put a table up, you know, like they did on BBC, will they? Something like that.
Yep.
They'll just
let's discuss it. Let's get Tony Pulis in to this. You know, all of that's it's just a load of nonsense, isn't it? We've got them rattled, boys. That's the fantastic thing, isn't it? When the volume is this high, we've got to be doing something right. Love it.
Oh, mate. So let's hope we can keep it rolling tomorrow night. Early one. It's 5:45 kickoff, isn't it? And hope we do the business, get the points, maximum points, and then obviously look forward to a trip to the Stadium of Light. Yeah. So is it still? Are they still drawing at the moment, or are they?
Have a quick check. 1 second. Let me.
Keep an eye on them.
Yep, still 1-1.
Cool. Okay. So so let's see how we are. Hopefully tomorrow night we'll do the business.
Yeah.
And get some bloody players back fit. Let's hope. And then we'll go forward from there. What's Brenny said?
Spot on, Brenny.
Yeah.
I remember all that. And Henri, one man, when they tried to say we was a one-man team under Henri, even though we had Pires, Bergkamp, Lundberg, you know.
Yeah.
We're a one-man team.
Didn't say that about Van Nistelrooy when he was doing the same for United, did they? They didn't say that at all. But, you know, media narratives is always going to run them. But no, Nick, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you jumping on tonight and your patience. Obviously, you should have done this yesterday. But again, those meddling kids, influenced by Scooby-Doo, scuppered the podcast, and we did it tonight. So thanks everyone for watching, and thanks for all the comments. Really, really appreciate it. And we'll be back on. When have we got something? Is it we've got on Saturday? Or is it Sunday? Saturday, isn't it?
I thought it was Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. So we'll be back on Sunday to recap that one. Yeah, so we'll be back on Sunday. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 5:30 it's one of the late ones. Yeah, so we'll be back Sunday to recap that. Hopefully, talking about another win and another clean sheet, just to rattle people even further and get John Terry and the Chelsea lot
a corner. Hat trick of corners. That would just be perfect, wouldn't it?
Be amazing. But no, I appreciate everyone jumping in and enjoying the show. Really, really appreciate it. I said we'll be back and on Sunday night, and let's just hope we can. The key thing is just getting some players back. I'm just getting a bit concerned now. It just seems to be just too much at the moment. It's almost just, again, I support in the NFL, my team's are 49ers, and that's not because of Arsenal 49ers. It's I've supported them since the 1992. When I first started watching American football, and it just so happens that there's that symmetry. But they've done the same thing every season. You think they're going to have a really good season, a really good run, and the season just gets wrecked because of injuries to key players every season. It's the same thing, and I'm just thinking, oh no. Please, not again, because that's the only thing that's kind of stopping them from really doing, winning the Super Bowl. But fingers crossed. We've got the squad depth. Let's keep it rolling, and let's get out of Prague tomorrow with a win, and then go travelling again to the northeast and deal with Sunderland. But no, Nick, thanks very much. Have you back on again soon, mate. And thanks everyone in the chat. Have a lovely rest of the week. Whatever you're doing, and as always, come on, you Gunners. Newcastle, the central figure again, and he looks to trick Michael.